I welcome you all on behalf of Telangana State Yoga Jayana Parishad and Department of Ayush for the training sessions on Common Yoga Protocol and awareness programs on naturopathy and yoga in the prevention, mitigation, and rehabilitation of COVID-19. So we'll start the session with Common Yoga Protocol and then followed by the awareness program. Now let us start with the Common Yoga Protocol.
Both the hands in Namaskar position, Pranamasana, Anjali Mudra. संगचत्वं संवधत्वं संवो मनांसि जानतां देवाभागं यथा पूर्वे संजानाना उपासते संजानाना उपासते संजानाना upasate. Do the palming. Keep on your eyes. Slowly open the eyes and get ready for the Sukshma Vyayama, micro yoga and loosening exercises. Please get up standard and both the hands in waist portion and Griva Shakti Vikas neck exercise. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale center. Exhale right. Inhale center. Exhale left. Inhale center. Exhale right. Inhale center. Exhale left. Inhale center. Now touch your right ear to the right shoulder without disturbing the shoulder. Center. Then left ear to the left shoulder without disturbing the shoulder. Center. Again right to right. Center. Again left to left. Remember that those who are having neck problem, they should not rotate the neck. Rotate 3 times clockwise. While moving upwards, inhale, and while coming down, exhale. Then anti-clockwise. Relax. Now get ready for loosening exercise. Both the hands straight. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Both the hand sides. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up and shoulder rotation. Two, three, four, five. Viparit Karani. Reverse. 1, 2, 3. Down. Relax. Now get ready for trunk rotation. Kati Chakrasana. Both the hands straight. Now initially rotate the shoulders. Exhale right. Inhale center. Exhale left. Inhale center. Now waist portion rotate. Exhale right. Inhale center. Exhale left. Inhale center. Relax. This strengthens the spine, waist portion and neck region. Now get ready for knee movement. Both the hands straight. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Relax. Now get ready for standing postures. The first asana is Tadasana. Tada means palm. It's like a palm tree. Legs together between 2 feet, half feet or 1 feet according to your convenience. Bend both the hand sides. Inhale up. Tadasana. It strengthens the spine, neck, waist portion, thighs, calf muscles, total body, and it activates the right and left brain. Tadasana. Slowly sides down. Once again, breathe in up, breathe out, slowly down. Now both the hands straight and interlock the hands. Again up. Stretch the body completely up. Come on toes. Balance on toes. Lift the heels. Tadasana. Urdhva Hastasana. Tadasana. Slowly down. Relax. Now get ready for the Pada Hastasana. Pada means feet. Hasta means hands. Touch your feet with your both the hands. Now initially Tadasana Sthiti, both the hands up and gradually down and catch the toes. This is the preparatory portion for the Pada Hastasana. Then slowly up. Once again breathe out. Now Pada Hastasana. Remember that those who are having back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, vertigo problem, hypertension, they should not perform the Pada Hastasana. Slowly up. Relax. Now get ready for compensative asana of the Pada Hastasana, Ardha Chakrasana or Ardha Chandrasana. Both the hands on waist portion. Inhale back. Remember that those who are having vertigo problem, they should not bend back maximum. Relax. Once again, back. It strengthens the spine. It's good asana for thyroid problem, tonsils problem, vocal cord problem, snoring problem. Slowly relax. Now get ready for Trikonasana. Right toes pointing right side and both the hand sides, right to right, left up. Center, then right toes center, then left to left, down. Center, then again right to right, down. It strengthens the sides. It reduces the excess fat in the sides, waist portion, thighs, stomach region, center, again up, turn the left toes to the left side, exhale, center, relax, legs together and get ready for Vrikshasana. Raise your right leg up, keep left inner thigh and both the hands up. Then slowly hand sides down, change the leg. Both the hands up. Select a point in front of you and concentrate on that one only. Will increase the concentration. Relax. Vrikshasana is like entry completely, and it strengthens the spine, neck, and it relieves the angerness, stress, anxiety, depression, tension. It increases the concentration. Now get ready for sitting posture. Slowly down, Dandasthiti. Both the legs straight. Now fold slowly, right leg and left leg. Bhadrasana. Bhadra means stable. The Bhadrasana indicates the stable posture. Nischala Sthiti. The body and mind should be concentrated. It will be stable in this posture. It strengthens the spine, west portion, thighs. Deep inhalation and deep exhalation. Deep inhalation and deep exhalation. Relax. Now get ready for Vajrasana. Vajra means diamond. In asanas, it's like a diamond posture. One can practice regularly Vajrasana. By practicing the Vajrasana, the digestion power will increase and they will become perfect within short time for practicing the asanas and meditation. In this case, in Vajrasana, by regular practice of Vajrasana, the root chakra will activate. Now get ready for Ardha Ustrasana. Hold the hands and back, slowly lift the waist portion up and slightly bend back. This is the Ardha Ustrasana. Remember that those who are having vertigo problem, they should not practice the Ardha Ustrasana or Ustrasana. Down. Once again repeat the Ardha Ustrasana. Up. Slowly down. Now get ready for Purna Ustrasana. Slowly up. Now raise the right hand up and catch with right heel with right hand and left heel with left hand and completely cover your soles with the palms. Purna Ustrasana. It regulates thyroid problem, snoring problem, throat infections. Even for corona, it's good asana, Ustrasana. Remember that those who are having vertigo problem, neck problem, shoulder problem, hypertension, they should not perform the Ustrasana. Relax. Down. Then again turn to the right side and get ready for Shashakasana. Shashaka means rabbit. The posture is similar to the rabbit posture, maximum expansion of the knees. Now both the hands are slowly palms down and slide them, touch your chin to the floor. Shashakasana. Remember that those who are having lower back pain, they should not perform the Shashakasana. It relieves the back pain. It strengthens the waist portion and thighs, hip region. Slowly up. Once again, repeat the Shashakasana. Slowly down. Slowly up. Relax. Now get ready for Uttana Mandukasana. Uttana means raising. Manduka means frog. The raising frog's posture is Uttana Mandukasana. Now both the hands up and keep on your back side, shoulders. Deep inhalation and exhalation. It strengthens and it increases the lung capacity. It's good for the respiratory problems. It strengthens the heart. It strengthens the spine, neck. It relieves the shoulder pain, cervical spondylitis, and it increases the concentration. Slowly down. Relax. Knees together. Turn aside. Dandasthiti. Now get ready for Vakrasana. Vakra means cross. Fold the right leg and with right hand back, with left hand press your right thigh towards the stomach maximum and look at right side back. Exhalation. Vakrasana. Very effective and beautiful asana. It cures this back pain. It regulates the diabetes. It controls the gastric problem. Inhale front. Exhale back. Inhale front. Relax. Change the leg. Vakra means cross. The posture is like a crossing posture. We are pressing the thighs with the elbow hands. Now press your left knee with the help of right elbow and look at left side back. Your left thigh will press completely the stomach and it releases the Apana Vayu like Pavanamuktasana and it controls the diabetes. It activates the pancreas and it strengthens the spine and relieves the back pain. Inhale front. Relax. Lie down in Shavasana. Raise the right hand up, legs together, turn to the right side, lie down on stomach. Relax in Makarasana. Makara means crocodile. The posture is similar to the crocodile posture. Makarasana. Legs together. Sarala Bhujangasana. Sarala means simple. Bhujangasana. Both the palms beside our face and elbows and palms both are on floor. Inhale up. It strengthens the lower back. Those who are suffering with lower back pain, if you practice regularly this posture, they can get relieves the lower back pain. Down. Once again, Sarala Bhujangasana. Up. Down. Now get ready for Bhujangasana, complete cobra posture. Remember that those who are suffering with hernia problem, they should not perform. And hypertension candidates, take the precautions and lift slowly up, Bhujangasana strengthen the total spine. Concentrate between two eyebrows, Ajna Chakra, Bhrukuti. Slowly down. Once again, up. Down. Relax. Makarasana. Now get ready for Shalabhasana. Shalabha means grass worm, Medita. Both palms down the thighs. Now we are going to perform the Purna Shalabhasana. Before going to Purna Shalabhasana, some precautions. Those who are having cardiac problem, hypertension or hernia or undergone any surgery, they should not perform Purna Shalabhasana by raising both the legs. They should practice only single leg raising. Now raise the right leg up. Down. Left leg up. Down. Right leg up. Down. Left leg up. Down. Now Purna Shalabhasana. This is good for sciatica. Ardha Shalabhasana and Purna Shalabhasana is relieves the sciatica problem. It helps to cure the sciatica problem. Both the legs up. Down. Again up. Down. Relax. Makarasana. Makarasana. In Makarasana also you can do the breathing. It is very important. Abdominal breathing. Inhale, exhale slowly. Fill in back side completely. Now legs together. Lie down on back. Get ready for Shavasana. Now in Shavasana, slowly do the Setu Bandhasana. Legs together, fold the right leg, left leg, catch the ankles and lift the waist portion maximum up. It strengthens the spine, thighs, calf muscles. Setu means bridge. Setu Bandhasana means it's like a bridge posture. The legs are like pillars of a Setu bridge. It strengthens spine. It relieves the back pain. Slowly down. Once again up. Is the best asana for back pain, like Sarala Bhujangasana, Bhujangasana and this Setu Bandhasana. 3 asanas are very effective to cure the back pain. Down, relax, Shavasana. Now get ready for Uttana Padasana. Uttana means raising, Pada means feet. Raising the feet, legs upwards. Remember that before going to start the Purna Uttanasana, Uttana Padasana, if you are having back pain, hypertension, cardiac problem, you should not raise both the legs at a time, one by one leg only, so that initially we can practice the Ekapada Uttanasana. Raise the right leg 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 30 degrees, down. Then left leg 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 30 degrees, down. This is known as the Ekapada Uttanasana. Now Uttana Padasana, both the legs 30, 60, slowly 30 down. Now Ardha Halasana, both the legs 30, 60, 90. This is the preparatory posture for the Halasana. One can practice the Halasana. Before that, you practice the Ardha Halasana. If the legs are 90 degrees, so that you never get the back pain, but the angle should be 90 degrees. Slowly 60, 30, down, relax. Legs together, get ready for Pavana Muktasana. Both the legs 30 degrees, 45 degrees. Now fold the legs, press the thighs to the stomach, press them maximum. Pavana Muktasana. Pavan means wind, Mukta means releasing. Wind releasing posture is Pavana Muktasana. It relieves all the stomach disorders, gastric problem, constipation, indigestion, acidity, like the problems. Remember that those who are having back pain and neck pain, shoulder pain, they should not raise the head. The remaining person slowly head up and touch your chin to the knees. Pavana Mukta Asana. Head back. Once again, press it. Press the thighs and raise the head up. Touch the chin. Purna Pavana Muktasana. If you are having any problems, then you can practice the Ardha Pavana Muktasana without raising the head. Relax. Head back, legs straight, down. Relax. Shavasana. Shrame Jaye iti Shavasane. Between 2 feet, 1.5 feet gap, between your waist portion and palms 12 inches gap. Shavasana. Relax in Shavasana. Observe each and every part of the body from toes to the midpoint of the head, Brahmarandra. Relax each and every part. Now legs together, raise the right hand up. Turn to the right side and get ready for sitting postures and the cleansing process and pranayama. Dandasthiti, and sit in any meditative posture. Padmasana, Siddhasana, Sukhasana, Vajrasana, any comfort position. Up to now we did the asanas, Sukshma Vyayama, for getting this posture perfectly. Now we are doing the Kapalbhati Shuddhikaran Kriya. Kapalbhati Shuddhikaran Kriya as well as Pranayama also. Now we are practicing since from 26 days. So you can continue the 60 strokes Kapalabhati. If anybody is started today or yesterday only, they can practice 3 sets, 20, 20, 20. Take a deep breath. Relax. Second time. Relax. Once again. Relax. Relax in comfort. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. Kapalabhati Shuddhikaran Kriya. Now get ready for pranayama. Anuloma Viloma pranayama. Left hand in chin mudra, right hand in nasikadra mudra. Fold the index finger and middle finger and thumb on right nostril, little finger and ring finger on left nostril. Inhalation through left nostril and exhale through right nostril. Then again inhale to right and exhale to left. 1:1 ratio if you are a beginner, or if you are a senior sadhaka, then 1:2 ratio. How long you are inhaling, double the time you should exhale. अनुलोम विलोम प्राणायाम, नाड़ी शोधन प्राणायाम, सुख प्राणायाम, नादानुसंधान प्राणायाम. Abdominal breathing. Spine should be straight while practicing the pranayama. One can take the back rest if they are having back pain. Begin with left nostril and stop with left nostril. Left out. Relax. Now get ready for the cooling pranayama. For the persons, those who are suffering heat bodies, and those who are feeling stress, for them Shitali pranayama. Fold the tongue like a straw and inhale. Jalandhar Bandh. Synchronize the throat and slowly exhale through nostril. Once again repeat it. Synchronize the throat, Jalandhar Bandh. Exhale through nostril. Once again repeat it. Exhale through nostril. Now get ready for Bhramari Pranayama. Bhramari cleanses the mind, thoughts, disturbances. It will clear all the mind, conscious, unconscious, subconscious mind. Like a bee sound in this. Now Dhyana Mudra. Take a deep breath and make a bee sound through nostril. Now get ready for Shanmukhi Mudra Bhramari. Index finger on eyes, middle finger on nostril, ring finger down the nostril, little finger down the lips, and take a deep breath and close the ears and lift the middle finger up. Do the Bhramari 3 times. Relax. Relax in Bhramari Pranayama. After the Bhramari, your mind and body will become perfect. After practicing the asanas, pranayamas, cleansing kriyas, the body is stable, the mind is stable. We can easily link to the meditation. We can control our mind and the body by practicing the meditation. One can practice the meditation with the help of a chanting or focusing on between 2 eyebrows, Ajna Chakra, or concentrating or observing the heartbeats, or you can practice by observing the breath, Soham Kriya, how we are inhaling, how we are exhaling, the inhalation and exhalation, how it is going on. Just focus on any one of these. This is the meditation stage. One can practice the meditation any time in the day, morning to night, any time.
Before going to practice the meditation, just do the Anulom Vilom Pranayama, Bhramari Pranayama, and start the meditation.
Over to sir.
And today's topic is diet therapy, COVID-19. In this, we are going to discuss about COVID diet. Before that, I would like to tell you that this is our last training session. And on Monday, we are going to observe our International Day of Yoga. And I request all the sadhakas to log in at 6:45 a.m. And by 7 a.m., we'll start performing Common Yoga Protocol. And I request all sadhakas to join with us because all over India and 170 countries will be observing this International Day of Yoga. And we have been conducting these training sessions as a preparation for this International Day of Yoga. So I once again request all the sadhakas to join with us at 7 a.m. on Monday. So log in by 6:45 a.m. Sharp 7 a.m. We'll be starting the Common Yoga Protocol. 6:45 to 7 a.m. We are addressing the sadhakas. And those sadhakas, if our Google platform is full, they can as well log in our live stream YouTube channels. We'll be sharing the links in the group. So if you log in early, you can reach us on Google platform. So if the Google platform is full, because we can accommodate around 300 people in Google platform, and then afterwards the people will be logging in, they have to watch our videos or live streaming on YouTube channel. So now we'll start our presentation. Today's presentation is on COVID. Now you can see COVID is a disease which has originated from Wuhan, China. It is not a new disease. In 2002 and 2012 also, there was an epidemic and they were called SARS-CoV-2 and MERS-CoV. It was called an epidemic because it was localized to certain areas like Saudi Arabia, but now it has become a pandemic because it has affected the entire world. Every country is suffering with it. You can see the structure, the beautiful structure with the spikes, but it is a deadly virus. Now coming to the cells which they affect. These are the alveoli. They are present in the lungs, which help in gaseous exchange. Because these alveoli are damaged with this virus, you have hypoxia. That is, the saturations in your blood comes down. Now coming to the COVID-19 symptoms, you have most common symptoms: fever, dry cough, tiredness. And to prevent this COVID-19, there are three norms: social distancing, masks, and sanitizers. Social distancing, you have to give at least 3 to 6 feet distance. And then you have to use masks. You can use either fabric masks for general public or medical masks for healthcare workers as per the WHO guidelines. And you have to use sanitizer because there is surface transmission. Social distancing because the virus is transmitted by droplets or airborne. Sanitizer because to prevent any surface transmission. If you touch an object, the virus is there, it touches your hand, and if you touch your eyes, nose or mouth, it will transmit it to you or you are infected. So to prevent that, you have to use sanitizers. And now we're coming to, I'll continue the presentation. So this is the balanced diet. Balanced diet is one which helps us in maintaining our health. It is having amino acids, vitamins, minerals, fats, carbohydrates, and nutrients. For that, you have to take cereals, millets, pulses, fruits, vegetables, nuts, animal source of protein. Now, coming to the diet therapy, if you test positive, you have to have soft foods, or you can have juices and vegetable soups and sprouts, and even you can have dry fruits if you are having appetite. If you are having common cold and cough, you have to avoid citrus fruits after 6 p.m. in the evening. Coming to the role of vitamin C, D, zinc in COVID-19, you have antioxidative property in vitamin C, antithrombolytic, anti-inflammatory, and it is actually having antiviral property also. Therefore, the research is evident and says that the people are having good amounts of vitamin C, they have less scope of pneumonia, cold and cough. The sources of vitamin C are citrus fruits, amla and guava, and you have certain vegetables also which are rich in vitamin C like cabbage, cauliflower, brinjal, amaranthus, spinach, potato, broccoli, and the daily intake is 40 to 60 milligrams. Coming to vitamin D, the functions are immunomodulatory, that is Treg cells we call it, T regulatory cells are produced, and there is absorption of calcium and phosphorus from the gut, and there is normal bone mineralization, that is bones become stronger, and normal growth in children. Vitamin D very much influences the growth. The sources of vitamin D are animal. They are rich in vitamin D like fish, eggs, milk, cheese, butter. A special mention to cod liver oil because it gives 488 international units of vitamin D in 1 teaspoon. Coming to the plants, they are not rich in vitamin D, but few sources are there like maize, till, nutmeg, mushrooms. Coming to the zinc, it is a trace element, is required for 300 enzymatic actions. It strengthens our immune system, and research, there is an evidence that there are a lot of scientific papers which say that the zinc helps in stopping the viral replication. So it is very significant role in COVID-19, and the sources are legumes, seeds like hemp seeds, a special mention to it because hemp seeds are very rich in zinc, then pumpkin and sesame seeds, whole grains, and even nuts like almonds, cashews, peanuts have zinc. Coming to balanced diets, we have the concept of balanced diet. In the slide, you can see the quantities of food to be taken for a sedentary, moderate, and heavy work. So if you take these quantities in equal proportions, is a balanced diet. And what are recommended dietary allowances? For a man and a woman, you can see the calorie counts here. And you not only vitamin C, D, and zinc, you need other elements like calcium, iron, and you need to have B complex also. And you have a sample meal diet program for healthy individuals where we have prepared a daily routine. You have to get up around 6 a.m. or half an hour. You can have relaxation. After getting up, you can have 2 glasses of plain water stored in copper vessel. Then 6:30, you can have a lemon juice with honey or jaggery in a glass of water. Then ragi malt. Then 7 to 8, you have to practice yoga asanas. Then 8:30 a.m., you have to have breakfast. 2 idlis, ragi dosha, and vegetable dalia, and sprouts. This is what we call it COVID diet. We have designed this menu: 50 grams of green gram, 10 grams of til, 5 teaspoons of peanuts, right, and 15 grams of hemp seeds, 5 grams of ragi, methi, onions, because all these are rich in zinc and hemp seeds. I have made a special mention. It's very rich in zinc. 15 grams almost give you the daily requirement of the zinc. Methi has got a special chemical phenogrekin which has antiviral property, and onion has got a chemical called quercetin which again has antiviral property. And all these sprouts, they are rich in zinc, vitamin C and B complex. So we have designed these sprouts and named them as COVID diet. Nickname we are given. So lemon, you can see half lemon, that is also rich in vitamin C. Now coming to lunch, you can have mixed vegetable soup, rice, curry, dal, sambar, rasam, and you can see 4 p.m. you can have dry fruits again, or one seasonal fruit or salad. Then 5 p.m. you can have kashayam herbal tea made of coriander, dalchin, sunt, black pepper, jeera. You can jaggery. So you have to take 400 ml of water, reduce it to 200 ml, add jaggery for taste. And dinner should be non-rice meal. It should be always light. You can have soup, pulkas, or any millet khichdi. Now coming to the brunch concept. This is the concept we use in our naturopathy hospitals. So you can see the concept. There is only one change. Previous diet program will be the same. Brunch concept means we will not give breakfast. We will advise to have lunch in the morning itself. That is around 9:30 or 10 o'clock. So we skip the breakfast. We advise them to have a heavy lunch in the morning. Therefore, this is called brunch, between breakfast and lunch. And 2:30 p.m. you can have the sprouts as advised. I told you COVID diet, we have nicknamed it. For diabetics or elderly people, they can have light tiffin also, like idli, dosha, vegetable dalia. Remaining the same, there will not be much change. Why we prescribe this kind of spacing is, we have autophagy concept. When you space your major meals at least 8 to 10 hours, your body starts detoxifying the body. So that is called intermittent fasting, we call it. So automatic detoxification occurs. Therefore, we have designed the brunch concept. Now coming to the COVID diet, I told I nicknamed this specific dose. You have to have at least 150 to 200 grams of sprouts with onions. It will be helpful in giving all the vitamins and minerals required for our daily requirement. So special mention to amla, which is the richest source of vitamin C, and cod liver oil. You can have supplements of cod liver oil, at least 1 capsule a day, because it's very rich in vitamin D. I told you 488 international units in 1 teaspoon. Mushrooms are also richest in vitamin D. So you can have mushroom curry thrice a week. There's a specific dose I am telling you. Hemp seeds are rich in zinc. So at least you can have 3 teaspoons in sprouts. You can mix them. Legumes, especially kidney beans, I have mentioned because very rich in zinc. So if you do all these dose, you will have vitamin C, D, zinc in good quantities, and balanced diet concept is fulfilled. A special mention is sun bath, because everyone should have 15 to 20 minutes of sun bath. It gives 90% of the daily requirement of our vitamin D. Whatever supplements you give vitamin D in the food, it is difficult because supplements only up to 20% of our requirement. But sun rays can give 90% of our requirement very easily. Just you have to expose yourself to 20 minutes in the sun. So we have made a special mention of the sun bath. And don't take saturated and trans fats, packaged and processed foods. Reduce red and fatty meats. Reduce your salt intake. And do not take excessive spices. I'm specifying very clearly here because many of them have started taking more spices, more kashayams, decoctions, 5 to 6 glasses, and they're ending up with acidity. So Indians, we use spices as it is in your diet. You use turmeric, you use all spices for seasoning. So additional, again, consumption in excess quantities is not advisable. So with this, I end my session. And this is our last webinar for the IDY 2021. So we end the session today. I once again thank all the sadhakas who have joined us for this 1 month for the sadhana and awareness programs. I request once again all the sadhakas to join us for Common Yoga Protocol performance on Monday at 6:45 a.m. We'll start sharp at 7 a.m. So thank you very much for being with us for this 1 month, attending all our webinars and our awareness programs and Common Yoga Protocol sessions. Now I request our yoga gurus, Nilima, Girish, to go for Shanti Mantra and end the session. See you on Monday, all of you. Join with us.
Get ready for Shanti part, both the hands in Namaskar position, Anjali Mudra. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Do the palming. Keep on your eyes and slowly open the eyes. Look your palms and do the namaskara to the palms and do the bhu namaskara. Touch the forehead to the floor. Then slowly head up, hands up, do the namaskara. Thank you one and all for participating from last 26 days, and we hope that every one of you along with your friends and neighbors everybody will join on Monday 6:45 a.m. on International Yoga Day. Thank you one and all.